May 27th, 2025, entry number 200, 11 p.m. I have been reading the book of Daniel. Daniel to me is such an interesting character because he has the wisdom and understanding to interpret dreams, solve riddles, and hold a sort of presence that makes even kings bow to him. They throw riches at him, but Daniel rejects them, choosing to serve God and praying to him 3 times a day. I like that about Daniel's character, his humbleness and faith, respectable virtues. Now, I've been reading specifically on Daniel chapter 5 and 6. Oh man, his time in the lion's den. I can't even begin on that part. I don't even know where to begin. Daniel has been so good at his job and will be appointed to a higher status that it causes jealousy and plots to begin by other officials to bring him down. But because they couldn't find no grounds for complaint or corruption, they resorted to having King Belshazzar establish a law that cannot be revoked. If the law is broken, the punished will be thrown into the lion's den. They accused Daniel, and King Belshazzar had him thrown in the lion's den. But you know what truly strikes me? Daniel's stoic resolve. Even though he was falsely accused, thrown into a den of lions, he was calm, composed, and remained steadfast in his faith with God. This reminds me of a Stoic story composed by Seneca or Epictetus. A guard was sent to collect a prisoner and threatened him if he did not comply. He threatened to break his leg, put him in solitary confinement, and cut off his head. But the prisoner remained composed and refuted with, "You may break my leg, shackle my body, and execute me, but there is one thing that you nor God cannot take from me, and that is my freedom." Now, I will admit, as I'm thinking this at the top of my head and writing it down, I probably mixed up the story just a little bit, but I couldn't help but think about Daniel. Daniel, in the face of danger and death, stood his ground and remained steadfast that no harm will be done to him. How can we apply this same mind frame as Daniel? I think it comes from acknowledgement of our differences, of our indifferences. Changing our minds from, "I wish this didn't happen to me," to, "This is exactly what I wanted." Because we can piggyback off that phrase with more positive, but still grounded self-talk. Daniel knew he wasn't going to be eaten by lions. Being confronted by lions had him think, "This is where I display my truest self. Even if my body is torn, I will keep my character, my composure, and faith in God until life leaves my body." Of course, I'm not speculating that Daniel had these thoughts while in the lion's den, but with a little help from Stoicism and the lessons taught in the chapter, I believe great wisdom can be gained from this reading. With all this talk of Stoicism and Daniel's inner courage and strength, I had to ask myself, what are my Stoic virtues? How am I living up to the Stoic standard? Why do I want to adopt Stoicism and integrate its philosophy into my life? My Stoic virtues, my primary ones, is wisdom and temperance. The reason why these two are my primary virtues is because I've been taught not to waste. I've learned that moderation is key to all things, and sometimes being the tortoise is preferred. I don't agree with extremism nor political or religious dogma. I believe a moderate and higher seeking life is a better way to live, not swaying from one side to another, and maintaining balance throughout one's life, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Why courage and justice are rather my secondary virtues is because I was never treated with injustice. Being a Haitian American and middle class, I never really took out my frustrations at life, but I did acknowledge the leverage I had: more opportunities, more paths, and a solid support system. And courage, well, I would always seem to delay it. When an opportunity or school project calls for a leader, I would hesitate. A feeling would arise in my chest, like the one I'm feeling right now. I linger. I never had trouble talking to people, sparking conversations, or doing hard things, but the courage would feel inauthentic. Courage and bravery is doing the act even while you're scared. But I wouldn't do these things because I was scared. I I do them because I was complacent. Complacency is hell to me. I must always act on whatever feeling I have to continue growing, and that to me is courage. Fear in delaying my emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual growth. I dedicate my time, energy, and effort into my growth so that I have something to live for, something to work for, something to die for. Temperance, because balance is the way to navigate the world of extremism. Wisdom is to know the difference. Justice, because I know of my privilege, and so I offer it to those who deserve equal and proper justice. Courage, because I am aware of my own intelligence and self-knowledge. Every day, I go on a grand inner journey with the great risk of it destroying me or consuming me. So, how am I living up to my virtues, to my principles? The feeling in my chest is gone, and I feel a slight discomfort in my left temple. I don't know why I wrote that down, but honestly, it's through active participation with life, doing my duty as a citizen of the universe, and fulfilling my time here on Earth by making friends, gaining experiences, working deeply with my hands, and taking breaks to replenish my soul. I am on a pilgrimage, and I must honor this path I am taking. That means eliminating the twisted vines that hold me back. It means this bird is really annoying, bro. I'm not gonna lie with y'all. I am on a pilgrimage, and I must honor this path I am taking. That means eliminating the twisted vines that hold me back. It means making sure that each step is sacred because unseen forces watch our every move. It means extending a hand of kindness because the universe only works in balanced deals. Now, I'm not saying that's guaranteed for everyone, but that is what my pilgrimage has taught me. I hold up to my courage and walk into my darkness with a lantern. I master my temperance through difficult pursuit of spiritual peace and physical pleasure. I have to constantly relinquish my beliefs and truths because I know very little about the secrets of this life. I know that the day will come where I must put down my pen and pick up my sword. Justice and righteous are equal to me. To be righteous means to be fair, and to be fair means you must have wisdom. I work on myself to embody these virtues every day because I know that I will one day die. I fall short every day. Some days I give into lust like a madman, and some nights I give into sloth and gluttony through video games, pizza, and anime. They aren't bad, but these vices are a testimony, a staple on my character. Will I continue in giving into these vices and forever falling short of embodying my virtues and fulfilling my purpose? Or will I hold on to dear life while my ship is about to capsize on this oncoming wave of despair, doubt, low self-esteem, and drown in my sorrows? Knowing your why, you can bear almost any how. 8 pages. This entire entry has spanned across 8 pages. I want to continue further, but I must rest. This night of solitude has replenished my soul, and I am full from the day's nourishing light.